So we have Karan. He's nearly run over by a car. It looks like a genuine, terrifying accident.
And at the last second, his brother, Emir, dramatically saves him.
Exactly. And Karan is, of course, immediately convinced this was an intentional murder attempt.
And his suspicion lands on his main rival, Bora. But what's really telling here is his reaction. He doesn't call the police. He tells his friend, Jan, to just discreetly pull the security footage. The fact that he's bypassing the authorities tells you everything. This is an internal conflict.
It's not a random crime, it's personal.
Yeah.
But here's the twist. Emir later admits to Seema that he orchestrated the entire thing.
Wow.
He hired a driver to almost hit his own brother.
Okay, hold on. That's an incredible risk. I mean, it's one thing to do someone a favor to look good, but this is borderline attempted murder. Why go that far?
Because he wasn't just trying to look helpful, he was trying to undo something. Remember, Karan had found Amir's lighter at the scene of an earlier fire.
Ah, right. So Emir was already the prime suspect for arson?
Precisely. A small favor wasn't going to clear him of that.
Yeah.
He needed something huge, something dramatic and life-saving to just wipe the slate clean.
So this was a high-risk PR stunt. It was designed for a massive, immediate, emotional payoff.
And it was meticulously planned. The details showed this wasn't impulsive. He hired a guy, gave him specific instructions, provoke Karan, lure him to a back street, go for the hit, and then let Emir step in.
And the driver gets away, no license plate, no witnesses, the perfect stagecraft.
And it works.
Yeah.
It absolutely works. The rescue completely removes Emir from Karan's suspect list. Karan now believes Emir is innocent of the fire, and he starts thinking this threat must be external. Maybe his father, maybe Bora, some new enemy.
So Emir successfully manufactures his own innocence. And while all this is happening, Karan's wife, Ceylan, is reacting to the genuine fear of it all.
Yes, she sees the very real danger, and despite Karan being, completely against anything superstitious.
She secretly places a protective amulet, a hijab, in his jacket.
It's this act of genuine care, but it has to be hidden. Because in their world, these big, loud performances are what get valued, not the quiet, sincere actions.
And Karan's response is to double down on security. He basically puts Ceylan under house arrest, warning her not to leave the mansion without him. They've locked down the perimeter.
But the real threat, as we now know, is already inside the walls.
And that takes us right into the next performance, the custody battle, the ultimate performance of a happy family.
This is where appearance versus reality really hits a fever pitch. Karan and Seema are trying to get custody of Aaliyah, Karan's niece.
And they have to convince social services they provide a healthy and suitable family environment.
So two specialists, Nezmi Ersoy and Sosa Tuzun, they arrive to assess the situation.
And it's just a complete farce from the word go. Kudret, Karan's mother, she's leading the whole charade.
Right, so when they ask why Karan and Seema sleep in separate rooms, Kudret just immediately lies. Says Karan has a cold and doesn't want to get Seema sick.
It's such a flimsy excuse, but it just shows the level of panic they're operating at.
And the social workers are not fools. They know the marriage is on paper, and they actually question if this fake setup will be unhealthy for Aaliyah in the long run.
They even bring up the possibility of Karan and Seema having their own biological children later on.
Yeah, and how that might marginalize Aaliyah. So Seema has to launch into this speech about how their arranged marriage has, miraculously blossomed into true love and trust. It's all theater.
But then the truth finds a way out, as it often does, through the child.
Aaliyah. She draws a picture, a simple, honest drawing of her life.
And it's a picture of Karan and Ceylan together, labeled Mom and Dad.
Oh, that's just...
Yeah.
It's the most powerful moment. The child's unadulterated truth just blows up their whole facade in an instant.
And Seema has to do this immediate damage control, right?
Yeah.
She dismisses Ceylan as just a servant, a nanny who plays with Aaliyah, and that's why the girl is so attached.
That one moment seals Ceylan's fate. Seema and Kudret decide she has to be hidden from now on. She's a liability. They move her to a guest room, tell her to stay out of sight.
So the one person with a genuinely loving maternal bond with the child is seen as the biggest threat to the custody case.
Because genuine love is a liability here. It's not part of the script.
And the pressure just keeps mounting. Their lawyer calls and says social services was not convinced at all.
Not at all. And he gives them this urgent advice. You need to take loving couple photos, family photos with Aaliyah, and you need to put them up in your rooms before the agents come back tomorrow.
It's not enough to just perform the lie anymore.
No, now they have to create physical evidence of the lie. And Karan, you can see how much it pains him, but he agrees to do it.
Which brings us to another story of devastating secrets being hidden. We're shifting away from the mansion now to Layl and Ferret.
Right. We're moving from manufactured family bliss to the attempted sabotage of a relationship. Ferret's aunt, Karan, she absolutely despises Layl, calls her a thief's daughter, a devil.
And she introduces her own niece, Ceylan, as a new chef at Ferret's cafe.
And Ceylan is an immediate threat. She's not even subtle about it. She starts talking about her and Ferret's close bond from when they were kids, building the shared history that Layl isn't a part of.
But Layl has a much, much bigger problem at home.
A huge problem. She and her friends are hiding Mehmet, Layl's former fiancé, and he has complete amnesia.
The details here are so specific. He remembers nothing. Not his own mother, not foods he likes. The only things he can recall are some gold object, which he later eats.
Bizarre.
And a doctor telling him he can't have chocolate. He's literally a ghost from her past who has no memory of that past.
And this puts Layl in an impossible position.
Mm-hmm.
Mehmet's mother is gone for 10 days, so she's on a deadline. And she absolutely knows that telling Ferret she's hiding her amnesiac ex-fiancé would just shatter his trust of her.
Her friends see the danger too. Gonka and Mustafa know that Karan will use this to destroy Layl's relationship with Ferret.
And Karan delivers. She and Selena actually overhear Layl talking about a secret, something so big that Ferret would never forgive her.
That's all the ammunition Karan needs.
It is. She immediately decides they have to spy on Layl's house. And of course, they get what they're looking for right away. They see Layl's sister let a man, Mehmet, quickly into the house.
And Karan recognizes him.
She recognizes him from an old photo. She knows it's Layl's ex-fiancé. So the trap is set. The secret is about to come out.
Every plotline here is just built on these secrets and the frantic need to protect them. Let's get to our final section where things start to boil over.
They really do. First, we see Seema confronting Emir. She figured it out. She correctly guessed that he staged the accident to get himself cleared for the fire.
What does she do?
She warns him. She draws a line. She says, "Don't you ever endanger Karan's life again." So Seema understands the game, but she has her limits.
Meanwhile, back at the mansion, Galen is being crushed by this custody performance. Kudret reinforces the new rule. She's confined to her room. Stay out of sight.
And this finally triggers a confrontation between Galen and Karan. And it's a powerful moment.
What does she say?
She essentially demands justice. She asks him how painful it is to be separated from Aaliyah, the girl she loves. She asks, are you just going to wait until I can somehow prove my innocence before you treat me like a human being again?
And Karan's response is just devastating.
It is, because he's paralyzed. He's trapped between two realities. Is she the innocent, loving woman in front of him? Or is she, in his words, the killer standing on the corpse of his brother?
So he can't offer her any comfort. He's just stuck.
Completely stuck. And to make sure Galen stays isolated, Kudret comes up with this ruthlessly efficient plan for Galen's friend, Aisha.
The errands. I remember this. She sends her on these impossible errands.
Not just errands. She orders her to shop for 6 months' worth of supplies and then pick up fabric at the very end of Istanbul.
It's not just busy work. It's a strategy.
It's a geographical isolation strategy. Kudret is making sure Aisha is physically unavailable for the entire duration of the social services visit. No help for Galen. Total control of the narrative.
It's an astonishing level of cynical plotting. So we've seen 3 high-wire acts today: Emir manufacturing heroism, Karan and Seema performing the perfect family, and Layl trying to hide a past that's about to be exposed.
And the irony is just so sharp. The genuine acts of love and loyalty, Galen's bond with Aaliyah, Aisha's friendship, they're all being punished and pushed aside.
While deception and lies seem to be winning the day. At least for now.
For now, yes. Emir gets his safety, Seema and Karan might get custody, and Karan gets her chance at revenge. All through lies.
So what does this all mean?
I think it means that every major decision we're seeing is based on curating an image. The entire architecture of their lives is built on this foundation of theatrical pretense. And that really raises a question for you to think about. In a world where performance is everything, if the truth does finally come out, does that whole foundation just collapse? Or does the success of the performance somehow justify the means?